Where's a good place to get lunch in Pittsboro?
Lunch is very, very important to Pittsboro. Interestingly enough, both the owner managers of the Siler City Elizabeth restaurant has been a friend and client of mine, and the owner manager of the Pittsboro Elizabeth has been a friend and client of mine, and he said that those guys used to own it together. They've since now they own them separately, but Pittsboro does twice as much lunch dollars as Siler City, and Siler City does twice as much dinner as Pittsboro does. And they're only 16 miles apart, so what's the difference? The difference is Pittsboro is the county seat, so a lot of government workers here, and they're not going to go home for lunch, so they're here for lunch. So lunch is really big in Pittsboro. Excuse me. Lunch is big in this office. Love Burley's right across the street. They have their specials throughout the week. Everybody talks about their chicken and dumplings. They have a shrimp po' boy. And they probably have one of the better burgers. Al's Diner does flounder on Fridays, great lunch, and they have like a veggie plate and good specials, chicken plate and everything. They have a great burger. Everybody loves Al's Diner right there on the corner. Of course, S&T's, great lunch. They do a buffalo chicken sandwich. They do a hamburger with pimento cheese on it, which is they're pretty famous for, and you'll be blown away by the size of the sundaes and the ice cream scoops that they give afterwards. And it's always a shake and a half, and family-owned business. Those people are great. They've given me a lot of business. So, of course, for basic Italian, we got John's Pizza and Elizabeth's Pizza. They're both really good. One's just north of town, one's just south of town. And I haven't been yet, but the little place in the car wash, the Circle Grill, or Circle City Grill, everybody's talking about that.
Yale's Lunchbox?
That's what it was called.
Okay.
And now it's changed.
Okay.
And now it's changed. There's a City Tap, one of the best Italian sandwiches you've ever had. They do a really good job. They have a turkey mole, which is turkey and guacamole and some jalapeno peppers. They're great. They serve birch beer, which, upstate New York, boy, you don't find a whole lot of birch beer in North Carolina, and they serve that, which is really neat. They have Hoffman's hot dogs, which are out of Syracuse, which they serve at City Tap. So I like that. I like that vibe at City Tap. The Mod does great sandwiches, deli sandwiches. Of course, couldn't not talk about the Roadhouse. Our Pittsboro Rotary Club meets there every Wednesday for lunch. They do a buffet for us, but they do some lunch specials, and they make their own chips, and that's a good one. Brewery's a good lunch, and then we have the various fast food, but in town, those are the big ones, I think.
Phoenix Bakery just started lunch.
No way, really? And what are they doing? Are they doing
they're just testing the waters right now.
sandwiches?
It's usually like a chicken sandwich and a few different things like that.
I was worried that being a little west of town was outside of what people think of top of the mind awareness, and I haven't driven by there when it hasn't been crowded, and they do an excellent job. Steve Carr's been a client of ours that has developed that site, and Greg Stafford's a client of ours, and Greg bought the property across the street, and there's this prefabricated metal building that Greg had that Steve said, what are you going to do with that? And apparently there's only just, a couple hundred of them in existence in the whole country. They're really sought after. They were kit homes, but you almost put them together like an erector set. And so Greg and Steve worked out a deal where Steve got it and picked it up and just moved it across the street last week. And so don't know if that's going to be retail space or a diner. I've heard different things or whatever. But anyways, my point is that where that bakery has become a destination site now. They're doing good things. It's great that they're doing lunch.